Ever feel like other travelers have a secret handbook to make their trips smoother, cheaper, and more fun? Well, in this video, I'm revealing 12 genius travel hacks I wish I'd learned earlier, and now I use on every trip to save me loads of hassle, stress, and money. I'm talking clever ways to use your smartphone, to must-have travel apps, and smart ways to save money that anyone can do, to keep you super organized, always find the best local spots, and avoid getting hit with unexpected fees. And by the way, my name's Annie, and I've learned these game-changing tips and tricks from traveling all over the world in the past few years. And if you want to know how to save big on flights and accommodation, make sure to stick around to the end, because these last two secrets completely changed everything for how I travel. Let's dive right in with a super cool travel hack for your iPhone that I only recently discovered, but it's such a game changer I'm now using it every single time I fly. Think instant notifications for gate changes, flight delays, and everything else you need to know about your upcoming flight. Here's how it works. Simply text yourself the airline code and flight number from your ticket or confirmation. Most smartphones will instantly recognize this and turn it into a clickable link. Tap it, and you'll likely see an option like Preview Flight. Select this, and boom! Real-time updates on your flight status will appear, including whether it's on time, the gate number, estimated arrival, flight duration, and even the baggage collection carousel. You can also share this simple trick with anyone picking you up, so they can easily track your flight's progress live and keep informed about any delays or changes. It's the easiest way to keep everything to hand and updated when you're taking a flight. How cool is that? Now, if you're like me, you probably use all kinds of different websites for booking your flights, car hire, hotels, trains, and everything else, which makes keeping track of everything for your itinerary in one place a real headache. We've all been there, frantically searching through hundreds of emails just to find that hotel confirmation number or the exact time your train leaves. Yeah, that used to be me, but the TripIt app solves all of that. It's brilliant for keeping track of your whole trip, especially if you're hopping between multiple cities or even countries. What it does is automatically scan your email for booking confirmations, from flights to hotels, rental cars, even some restaurant reservations. It pulls everything together and organizes it into one single, easy-to-read timeline view. You can forward things manually or add stuff yourself, but most of the time, TripIt just finds it all for you in seconds. Suddenly, you've got a detailed plan of your entire trip with all the key details right there, collected in one place. It seriously makes life so much easier. Huge fan of this one. Right. Now, one thing a lot of travelers worry about is getting their card details cloned when they use it to pay for things. This can really end up costing you a lot of money and hassle if it happens to you, and it's something I've learned the hard way too. But did you know the safest way to use your cards abroad is by using Tap to Pay via your phone or watch? Nearly everywhere I go these days lets you use this, and not only is it super quick and convenient, but it's way more secure for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it means you can actually leave your physical wallet safely in your hotel, so you won't get pickpocketed. And even if someone steals your phone, it still needs a fingerprint or face before any of the pay apps will work, so there's literally no way for your cards to be used. And on top of that, when you use Tap to Pay, your phone doesn't send your actual card number. Instead, it uses a temporary one-time code, making it incredibly difficult for anyone sneaky to steal your card details. So, if you're paying for things, definitely use Tap to Pay from your device rather than your contactless bank card to make sure you're protecting your money. Now, another thing you want to make sure you know about when it comes to your money is something I see people miss all the time, and it can cost you. When you're making those payments with your card or your phone, make sure when that payment machine asks if you want to pay in your home currency or the local currency, make sure to always pick the local currency. Seriously, if you choose to pay in GBP or US dollars or whatever your home currency is, you're actually letting their payment processor handle the currency conversion. And they will give you a much worse exchange rate, essentially adding anywhere from 2 to 6% onto your total cost as a hidden fee. If you choose the local currency, your own bank back home does the conversion, and you'll get a significantly better, closer to market rate. It's a simple tap, but it genuinely saves you money every time. Okay, so what about using data when you're traveling abroad? Let's be honest, those dreaded roaming charges from back home are ridiculously expensive. Or constantly having to find and then fiddle with tiny local SIM cards in every new country is just a total faff. This is where using an eSIM is an absolute travel game changer. I honestly wish I'd known about years ago. You can often buy and set these up digitally before you even leave home, or right when you arrive. This gives you instant data access without needing a physical card swap, And like local SIMs, they're way more cost-effective than relying on roaming for reliable data while you're out and about exploring. And if you're looking for a fantastic eSIM option, I recently checked out Saily. One of the biggest advantages of using an eSIM like Saily is the sheer convenience. No hunting for physical SIM cards or swapping anything out. You can easily buy your plan online before you even leave home, activate it digitally, and you've got affordable data as soon as you land, completely bypassing those scary roaming charges. They've got various plans too, so you can pick one that perfectly fits your trip length and data needs. You can find a link to Saily with more details and maybe a special offer in the video description below. Now I've got plenty more tips to share, but if making travel easier and more fun sounds like your kind of adventure, or you're interested in discovering new places like this, then why not hit subscribe or leave me a comment with your top travel tip? Now every traveler needs a good navigation app, and I'm sure you already know how good Google Maps is for that, right? But what most people don't know is that you can use Google Maps offline, meaning you don't need to use up precious mobile data or hop between Wi-Fi connections to find out where you are. Seriously, before you leave the Wi-Fi at your hotel or a cafe, make sure you download the map area for the city or region you're visiting. It's super easy. Just search for the place, tap the name, and look for the download option. And boom! You can access maps, search for places, and get directions all without needing phone signal. Honestly, this has saved me from getting hopelessly lost loads of times while I'm exploring new places and there's nowhere to access Wi-Fi. Now, Google Maps is great, but sometimes in really built-up cities with tall buildings that can mess with GPS signals, Google Maps can sometimes be a little wobbly with your exact location. I find it gets particularly confused if I'm walking or biking with which direction you're facing or where I actually am. This is where Citymapper is an absolute gem. It's got some of the most accurate location tracking, so it's absolutely perfect if you're on foot, using public transport or plan on biking a lot to get around. It's basically just more pinpointed, so it makes moving around a big city on foot or by bike much more easy than any other navigation apps I've used, so definitely recommend it. Better still, it's free. So my best advice here is use Google Maps for your general navigation, and especially those crucial offline maps for when you're without data. But when you're tackling a complex city on foot or public transport, definitely switch to Citymapper for that pinpoint accuracy and brilliant public transport details. Using these two together, you'll navigate like a local, I promise. Okay, this next one's super simple but honestly useful for on-the-spot budgeting and quick currency conversion. Say you're in Budapest and you're trying to buy something that costs 10,000 Hungarian forint, which is the currency there, and you want to know what that is in, let's say, US dollars. Well, if you've got an iPhone with iOS 18, instead of having to do a Google search, just open up your calculator app. In the bottom corner, it looks like there's another calculator. Click on that and you'll notice Convert. Toggle that on and instantly it shows you the equivalent in dollars, pounds, or whatever other currency it is you want to convert to. Super easy and also quick to see if what you're about to buy is a bargain. And if you're on Android, then check out the HacksI currency app, which does much the same thing. You can download rates so it often works offline too, a lifesaver if you're somewhere with no signal. Now, although I love traveling, I've got to admit, I'm not the best at learning languages beyond simple hello, please, and thank you. So this next hack is brilliant, especially when you want to avoid being an annoying tourist who has to ask for a menu in English. Here's my workaround for that. Just open Google on your phone and tap the lens icon. It looks like a little camera. Select the translate option and point your camera at the text, and voila. Whether it's a menu, a street sign, product labels, anything, literally in real time, it will overlay the translation right there on your screen. This is an absolute lifesaver, honestly. No more guessing what delicious or maybe not so delicious thing you're ordering, or where that street sign is pointing you. Now, losing a bag when you're traveling is a huge worry, so this next one is all about peace of mind, and honestly, I don't travel without it now. Putting little trackers like AirTags in all your luggage and bags is like having a personal GPS for all your stuff. Wherever that AirTag goes, you'll know because your phone's Find My app will show you exactly where it is. It gives you so much peace of mind, especially with checked luggage. Knowing your bag made it onto the plane or arrived at the destination is just... Now, if you're on Android, don't worry at all. There are brilliant alternatives like Tile or Samsung SmartTag that work in a similar way with their own apps. The key thing is having that tracker for your bags. It's a simple, inexpensive step that seriously reduces travel stress and adds a layer of security. And if you want to check those out on Amazon, I've left another link in the description for you. Now, if you love staying in Airbnbs, but hate those extra fees they add on, this next hack is a big money saver. What a lot of people don't realize is that lots of listings are run by professional management companies who also have their own websites where they list the exact same properties. And by booking directly, you can sometimes cut out those hefty Airbnb platform fees. So once you've found a listing you like the look of, check the host's profile and see if they also have a website. Like this one, for example, in San Diego is hosted by Tumo Stays. And look, when I Google Tumo Stays, sure enough, I find right away they have their own website. And if I find that same property for the same dates, we see on Airbnb, it has a total charge of £1,573 for a 5-night stay. But when I put in the same dates on the Tumo website, that's coming out at £1,306. So more than £250 cheaper for exactly the same property just by booking directly through the management agency. That's around $325. Which of course we're going to pay in local currency to get the best exchange rate. Like I explained earlier, this is a hack I use all of the time and it's saved me thousands every single year, so it can really save you some cash if you do put in that little bit of extra time and effort. And I couldn't recommend it more. Now, one thing that honestly drives me crazy when booking my travel online is seeing prices suddenly jump up just because you've looked before. That's because companies can track your browse history and location to determine the price they offer you. This is where a VPN or virtual private network like Nomad comes in really handy. A VPN makes your internet activity totally private. It encrypts your connection and hides your browse history and personal identity from websites. So they can't use that info to sneakily bump up prices just for you based on your past searches. Plus, and this is a huge trick, a VPN lets you change your virtual location. Flight and travel companies often show different prices depending on where they think you're searching from. So for example, recently I was looking for a flight from Baltimore back to the UK and the website offered me a price of $550, which is equivalent to £412. But then I used my VPN to change my location to the UK and I found the same flight with the same airline for £352. That's £60 cheaper. And of course, this is on top of all the other benefits of using a VPN to make your internet browsing more safe and secure, especially when you're abroad. So if you've got a trip coming up, I highly recommend checking out NordVPN. And better still, you can get a great 2-in-1 deal for 70% off NordVPN, plus a free Saily eSIM, including a 30-day money-back guarantee using the link I've left for you in the description. So, those are my 12 genius travel hacks I definitely wish I'd known about sooner. But all these are going to be completely useless if you're planning on traveling to Europe anytime soon, and you don't know about these 7 important new travel rules that everyone visiting Europe definitely needs to know about first. So to find out about these, you're going to want to watch this video here next. With that said, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you've got any killer travel tips of your own to share. And I'll see you next time.